Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League here on Channel 1. We are in OCE for some streams here tonight. And thanks for joining. I'm Palidore on the cast. I've got PAMWOW right by my side. And also, important breaking news really quick here. Palidore has found his glasses after a year missing. How about that? PAMWOW, how's it going?
I'm going good, and that just made it better. Palidore has found the glasses, everybody. Claps in the chat. Honestly, it's great to see them on. How have you been seeing without them? I don't know. Kind of weird, actually.
Actually, I've not seen a game of Echo in approximately 13 months. This is my first one. I can see.
So now we'll really get some casting here. Everyone, get your hopes up really quick. Should be a good game regardless, though. We've got Divinity heading up against SYNTH CYBERNETIcs. And that will be happening really soon. I'm pretty sure they'll be readying up, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Pally with glasses from Mighty Queen. See, you already got some fans there.
Oh, well, I'll put them back on. They're a little bit dirty, I must admit. You know, funny thing, this has happened twice with me this last year. I swear to you. Okay, first it happened with my phone. I don't use it that much. Don't need to. I'm on my computer all the time. And who needs friends, right? So, my phone went missing for like 3-4 months earlier this year. The one place I usually put it, I have a very particular place for it. I searched that place 2, 3, 4 times. It was the first place I looked. Wasn't there. Missing. Gone. I don't know.
Dang.
And then around March, April, something like that. Guess where I found it? In that very place. In that very place that I looked over and over. And guess what? Glasses, same thing. It was in a different place, but still in a place that I've looked a million times. My point is, Pam, I've got a poltergeist afoot, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it by the end of this stream, I guarantee. But that said, round one is about to begin.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this first round here as SYNTH Cybers are able to grab it.
It's done.
But
it's
that's
done.
the end of the game, and they're able to take an overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Points are 0-0, and we're going to head into it. Can't believe it. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like this, Palidore. No points scored in the entirety of the first round.
Wait,
what's going on.
Hold on. You know what it is? It's Echo overtime.
Yes, take me back to the last season. Here we are, ladies and gents. Echo overtime. We haven't been here in a bit. I'm pretty sure it might be cut short, though. I think they're fixing it up. Starting off the round with 5 seconds. That is the first time I've seen it.
I feel like it was meant to be. Okay, whenever we have a cast here, Echo overtime is inevitable. In fact, I had a Echo overtime a couple nights back. You weren't part of it, and Punda pointed out it wasn't an Echo overtime without Pam there. Therefore, we got a proper Echo overtime down to start this game.
There we go.
Love it.
We hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Didn't cover much, but you know what? That's the little bit of joy that you'll get. It's kind of like a teaser. Maybe there'll be another cut. Actually, I hope there's not. Let's get into the game.
Yeah, round one officially started, and look, we've got 10 minutes on the clock. How about that? General laziness with a stun, getting stunned, that is, as Boy in VR captures that, looks for a bottom lane pass and a perfect save, but the grab after the stun and throwing the head back in disdain. Oh, those hurt goalies so much.
Yeah, SYNTH Cybernetics able to start out strong with that initiative. Just regardless if it's a 5-second round or a 10-minute round, they're going to start out strong. 2 points to their name. And also wanted to point out as well, you know, SYNTH Cybernetics, their recent games haven't really been in terms of really working out for them. I feel like, I mean, if you take a look at one of their recent games against the Unicorns, they did have more points than Unicorns if you look at the total score, 27-26. However, the game didn't really work out for them. So, you know, SYNTH Cybers really looking to pick off a game here or two. And with that start that they've just created for themselves here, maybe looking to do just that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there wouldn't be... We've seen some interesting stories like this unfold. For those who might have missed it, Ignite, they happened to lose their first round in a very long time over on venues earlier on today in North America. Of course, the 3-time defending champions. Little Birdie has told me as well. There's been some scrims recently between defending champions across regions. So I've been told. But point is, a lot of history being made here, Pam.
Definitely a lot of history, and it just makes you, when you hear things like that, you know, teams facing off against each other between regions, it just makes you want to, you know, head off into that land as soon as possible, book your tickets, pre-book it, whatever you can do to get to that land, because a lot of stuff is arisen as General rises the disc up to the right shoulder, barely missing the teammate there. Actually, the rebound will make its way to Bob Jeffrey. Bob Jeffrey cutting it to the shield, and that will be Orion with the receive and send.
That was great, and even the fling put some sauce on it. I know it only says 15 meters a second, but there was a bit of oomph on it on that release, and able to just take it in from close, get rid of it, tie it up at 2 apiece. And yeah, we shall see. I know I was looking a little bit at some of the ranks here, the standings for OCE, and there's definitely a lot of, not that, phasing out a bit. That was Dubstep Player, but there's definitely some interesting developments in the standings in terms of a lot of teams putting in a lot of wins, I guess, suffice to say.
Yeah, 100%. And Bob Jeffrey, off the backboard, the disc bouncing on the right side of it, so going to make that rebound a bit awkward. So Bob Jeffrey still able to recover that disc. The 1-on-4, but still managed to find the points. And, I mean, to find points in that situation, Palidore, that is very difficult. So huge respect to that shot there on the right side of the goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Painting it beautifully. As if it was a career, but just the perfect placement. Off into a 4-2 lead here. 3 minutes in. Old Jack Burton, one of my favorites, namesakes here in OCE, will be Boy in VR though with a disc, having to avoid. And oh boy, Orion just getting the stun right before that clear and right into maybe a actually perfect catch. Oh no, just missing. It was a perfect position for an open goal, but now they're gonna have to do it the more difficult way.
Yeah, but still able to find the possession anyway. Getting stunned out actually, and that will be a bot actually recovering that disc. So now sending it over to Boy. Boy on the roof, sending it back to the nest. Bod, the ding off the left side of the post. And Divinity now just gonna... They'll send a man to try and pressure that possession, but they're really nailing down on the defense here. Here comes the pass from behind the post. It's getting stunned out here, still recovering the disc, sending it over to the nest down below. And that will do it. Old Jack Burton had a point. EIO 2 points, evening up the scores.
Yes. I'm glad to be casting these matches. Indeed, fun times and good score. I want to shout out, who was that? General Laziness, I believe, as well. Despite the fact that they got scored on, General was doing a very good job sticking to the defensive assignments like glue. Just didn't quite pan out, and that's purely because of some great pass work from the opposite side.
Yeah, 100%. And also, you know, old Jack Burton, got to feel bad for the bloke one of these days, because every time I do bump into him on VR, he's just going to hear the same thing every single time. He's going to hear that old Jack Burton song that Palidore and I like to do all too very much. And oh my goodness, the rebound, slamming it on the backboard to get that one in for 2.
You know, I became a manager at Old McDonald's farm recently. Oh? Yeah, I'm the CIEIO. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. Divinity now with the just advantage.
Oh gosh.
No, it was good. The bounce off the left side. Orion AU now recovering that disc by the trench. And waiting for the teammates there with the reset, and Big Boy trying to apply some pressure here. General making some space, resetting it back, and I'm liking these resets here from Divinity by the boat side. Now under the nest. Oh, trying to find the pass bounce, but intercepted there by old Jack, who finds that clear.
I still got a grit on my face. I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything, Twitch. All right, here with the disc, though, setting it off, and, well, regretfully will miss that catch.
I'm reading messages in the chat like, haha, good one, Pally. And I can't tell over the online format if it's sarcasm or not.
Yes.
But regardless, if it makes you feel any better, it was a good one. And a great save there actually from SYNTH, as General is still able to recover the rebound and sends it in from the right boot. General Laziness, not very lazy with that one. 7 points to 6.
The defense there got a little bit of loss in the sense that all 4 of the defenders were near the goal, but they're all just outside of it. They got super invested in the brawls, and several of them were stunned out, and therefore, well, the open goal opened up for a 3 despite all the clutter nearby.
Yep, and now with the just advantage, we will see SYNTH with the disc. Boy sending it over underneath the trench, barely missing the teammate there. That was actually a pretty good pass, just unable to grab that possession, and it will be Bob with the possession, trying to find that clear, bouncing off that Pac-Man. So now all converging around 3 players to the 1 disc, and I'm pretty sure when you're going to dedicate that many players, it will make it difficult to find those passes around the map, and so kind of limits your options when you try something like that. Meanwhile, the regrabs from Divinity, and that will do it for them. 9 points to 6.
Nice little touch on that disc too. Kind of miscommunication on the opposite end of the floor. That entire sequence being enabled by, well, a back pass attempt, it looked like. There wasn't anyone in the area, and just came down to a game of boosts. And as is often the case there, when on those breakaway plays, you're going to get yourself a very fast goal.
Yeah, well, I mean, it even treads back to that situation where we see 3 players chasing that one possession, where I feel like you can definitely, it's where it's fine if you want to try and pressure, the disc, you want to try and get that possession. It definitely does limit your options in a lot of these cases. So like we saw then, they did try to look for a reset, but there was really no one there to reset it to, just because they had dedicated that many players to that disc. So with that said, maybe might be changing things up in terms of that regard, but Big Boy with the clear now through the mid side.
And Big Boy Bob, as well as Boy in VR, didn't even realize we had 2 boys. Oh boy. But it's a 3-point game, Pam, and that is definitely something to, well, watch out for, because that means we are officially, as we approach this 2-minute mark, in that mode where it is crunch time on every single play. So definitely need to take care of this disc, and especially for SYNTH here, being down by a few points. Trying not to throw it away here. They have time, but they need to be calculated in their approach.
Yep, I mean, old Jack Burton, I feel like he's got a boy here and a boy there. Anyway, these guys... Look, I can't do him as well, Chad, okay? I'm sorry. Here comes off Pac-Man. Big Boy over to one of the boys, hopefully. Barely missing it. And, bouncing off the side, they're still able to recover that possession.
And they're still alive because of it, but again, a quick kind of rushed almost throw. I know it's tough here with all this aggressive defense, but the time definitely still on their side, so they just need a quality shot. That's it. Doesn't even have to be a 3. A quality shot. That was a quality play. Cross-cutting. The pass was there, but just barely out the reach by a hair as Big Boy deploys it back to Old Jack. Old Jack up top and just missing the top corner as well. So many opportunities here, but all of them so close, but so not the results that they were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, even that cut-in shot, you definitely can't overestimate how difficult it is. You can't underestimate how difficult it is to, land one of those cut shot passes, especially with how the momentum of you going forward is just going to change where that disc is going to end up. It just makes it completely difficult. It makes it very difficult to land one of those passes. But saying that, able to find that pass over to Big Boy, doing very well, SYNTH in the defensive bubble.
And still sometimes just not as much as it was before, and with an interception there in the back line, smartly played there from Tarina. Just recognizing that, hey, if they're going to score again, it's going to be a 2. We're not going to let them get a 3. We're not going to let them find that OT possibility. So time is just about gone, and barring any miracle plays here, which is not out of the question, there's the steal, and that should secure the round here.
Yep, and I believe with 5 seconds remaining on the timer, that should do it for this round, unless one last shot. Nope, stolen away, and Old Jack Burton had nothing else to say for that round. I mean, 9 points to 6. They'll be answering back in this second round, hopefully. But Divinity doing very well in terms of, starting out, not so necessarily starting out strong, but, that defensive hold down, and they're just answering back with those regrabs. I mean, if you can just keep that up, and if you can keep it consistent throughout the entirety of the game, the points will say the rest. 9 points to 6, and we're going to be heading into the second round.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, getting a look at some of those stats, have to put on the glasses, because I think when you talk about numbers with glasses on, makes you look smart. Fun fact.
You got to push them up.
All right, so fun fact. Never mind. Fun facts later. I'm going to read the stats here. Getting too silly here. Big Boy Bob. I mean, how can you not feel silly? With names like these, they just bring you joy when you say them, right? Big Boy Bob with the 4 points, 23 stuns. Jack Burton, the 2 points, 1 steal. Boy in VR with 1 assist, 1 save, 1 steal, and 15 stuns. And Bo DX or BotX. Inform me, chat. You guys are well aware, more so than I am at times.
I think I've got an idea of the correct pronunciation, but I'm not sure if it's something you'd say on stream. Rowdy Artifact saying, It's like the very last line on that message from Rowdy Artifact with that little paragraph there. But we're not going to address that one. Heading into the second round now, and I believe it will be a Synth again with the first, initiative. And that's definitely something that I believe they'd take pride in, almost every time going to be getting that initial joust.
I am a professional mathematician. Thank you. Chat there. So off we go. I gotta. Almost feels weird to wear those now. It's been too long. But with the disc here, he who shall not be named, Voldemort, gonna just drive it in one-on-one and off the dome.
Yeah, great one-on-one there. And Serena doing very well indeed. And 2 points to 0. I mean, Synth started out the last round in the same manner, finding those 2 opening points, I believe. So Divinity, I feel like in the opening parts of these rounds, maybe a little bit scattered a little bit here and there, but by the end of things, they definitely start to come back with those regrabs, just taking advantage of clears. But who's to say Synth haven't changed something up in between the rounds? So here they go, Bod with the possession stolen away from him actually, and now Boy in VR with the possession, trying to send it up. The post getting in the way, ladies and gentlemen, and Big Boy now trying to find the pass over behind. The rebound going to work towards him and bouncing off the goalie.
And into the goal, and results are results any way it goes. 4 points to start off. Hey, the start they wanted here, Pam.
I mean, look, it's definitely a change from the first round, and I think exactly what you said, it is what they want, and maybe just, emotions of unhappiness from that first round that just kind of swell into this second round. So, if that's what causes it, then so be it. It gives them another round. Here we go. Old Jack Burton now in the blue side, trying to find a pass over to the right side. That bounce really not helping out, but still all within their possession. You can see the regrabs there from Divinity trying to punish that possession, and that's exactly what you want to see from the opposing team. You see a missed pass, you see an unfortunate bounce, regrab, punish, and you're going to find those points off the backboard. Great placement there.
That was very great, good placement, and more appropriately in the position for the rebound. You saw there was a lot of contesting and brawls there inside that bubble, but managed to break free, and that's as always the benefit of having people cutting at the appropriate times, appropriate places. Because even if the shot or pass doesn't connect, as long as you're spaced correctly, you're going to, that said, getting lost in space there, but you're going to have an opportunity on those rebounds.
Yep, and I mean, I feel like that is kind of what separates a lot of these top teams from the lower ranking teams. You see these players constantly regrabbing and constantly punishing any single small mistake, and not even just pressuring in general to cause those mistakes. And that is how they will find a lot of those points. I mean, Bluebird told me, members of Leviathan scrimming against Ignite. And something that they did take away from that match is how Ignite are constantly pressuring and forcing your mistakes. And that's how they're finding those points. And I mean, that is definitely something to take on board here for all these teams in the Oceanic region. It definitely does go a long ways. And something else going a long way, that disc all the way into the blue bubble. The regrabs there from Divinity, able to find the possession, trying to avoid 2 members getting stunned out.
And general laziness there with a good shield move, an ender move before sending it to Bob. Over to Orion, that almost in, but that sidewinding shot finding its way back out into the mid lane. Bob Jeffrey with the disc, and Bob getting, bonked and left in the dust as they split off on the stacks. There are 3 blue players, make that 2 in the bubble, and it's going to be the 2-on-1 and the 2 in goal, and an 8 on the board on a roll here, PAMWOW.
Yeah, exactly like you said, 8-0 here. Synth starting out very strong here within the second round. 6 minutes remaining on the timer, so still anybody's round, I guess. I mean, the way I always think about it, if you ever ask me, hey, if we can score that many points in the first half, we'll score the same amount in the second half. So still all the time in the world here for Divinity to come back. However, Synth definitely not looking to let go of this lead that they've got here. Old Jack clearing it through that left tunnel.
And bouncing a few different ways. There's the quick stack coming in, but actually missing the handles on the disc. Make that 2 boost. All players here on the floor just losing track of the disc while they try to keep focused on each other. But up here, meeting each other halfway in a car crash. Old Jack sending it down, trying to track the teammates somewhere in the general vicinity before Bob Jeffrey's able to take that over. No one in the midfield to intercept, so now a boost. This could be a perfect setup if they're able to get there for an open goal. And they've got some time. The angle's tight, but let's see. They're going to line that one up, and is it in? Is it in? Yes, sir. Orion.
And something actually stopping the regrab defenses from SYNTH Cybernetics. If you saw Bob Jeffrey in the mid side, stunning out all those regrab chains there from the mid side, you know, trying to separate all the members of SYNTH Cybernetics and allowing Divinity to find that open goal. You know, trying to buy as much time as they can, and he worked out. So 2 points to 8. Divinity looking for a comeback here.
A shout out to the Twitch chat real quick too. Yeah, that is me working the cams. It's funny because I just said the other day to the casters here is, hold on, casting out the reel. Maybe not on the highlight reel, but it will be a miss, and nonetheless. I was just saying, consistently, I do feel like consistently my cam work, I feel it feels better in OC. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the late night delusion, but it's good. It's artistry. That shot, not quite on the mark, history, but still hitting down on the rebound. It'll be met halfway there. General laziness and Old Jack. So it is back to those loose discs, those 50-50s, the pinging, the ponging, the shots from maybe too far out. Almost fortunate that it missed, because otherwise that would have been a secure disc by that goalkeeper.
Yeah, you know, with all the chaos that is raining down, and like that disc, oh my goodness, Bob Jeffrey. Another great shot placement there on the right side, and they're definitely doing well in terms of avoiding the grasp of the goalkeepers here, Divinity. But yeah, I feel like in the midst of all the chaos that, you know, the Oceanic region likes to grow in these games, Pally definitely does well in terms of the camera work, keeping things nice and smooth. So maybe it's just kind of like that yin-yang kind of thing that Palidore's got growing here.
You know
whatever it is, it's working.
Well, you know what I like to shout out as well? One of the reasons I think I get so close, because I love how OCE, they're so animated on their attempts. The thing is, I'm always in NA or EU, I'm not as mindful of it. In OCE, I always want to be up close to the players, because the things that they do on the floor physically are ridiculously entertaining that I have to capture it all the time, just in case, you know?
Well, I can let you know 100%. If I was, you know, heading off against, you know, a huge team, or I was in like a finals or something, I'd be busting out all the moves. You think all these players would be taking their time, you know, learning these passes like we just saw there, big boy on the top right shoulder, closing in for 2 points. I wouldn't be learning plays like that. I'd be learning how to do the Macarena at 5 times speed, and you know, just rehearsing it, you know, to kind of get it in a full synchronization with my team. I actually did something along the lines of that in the Casters versus.
I was gonna say, yeah, I remember the Casters Cup was full of Caster versus Mods. That is, was full of those moments. But I gotta say, you gotta up your game a little bit, Pam, because if you're like Cam Jam, for instance, you'd be able to Macarena and score at the same time. So get good.
True. That is definitely a note worth taking here. And something else worth taking is that disc as it bounces off the left side, still able to recover it here. 10 points to 4. If SYNTH can find a few points here, they might be able to close out this second round and take it to the third one. However, Divinity with that first round, definitely looking for a 3 here. That would definitely help them out, but any points will do. Here comes General Laziness, crossing it over, bouncing off the Pac-Man. And that bounce might just work out for them. No, Bob Jeffrey had a leech on him. Big Bobby Boy, or Boy in VR, mixed two of them together. You know what? It doesn't matter. They got the disc at the end of the day. Boy in VR.
And, well, need I say more? No. Going back into the trap here, it is about a minute away, potentially, minute and a half from that third round. I would say elusive, but it has not been. These casts have been so chock full of round 3s and overtimes, and not just echo overtimes, and get a shot right through the dome. And the frustrate. This is what I mean, not to make call-outs. I mean, I understand the frustration. But I can't help but always zoom in, because I know I'm going to get reactions somewhere from players. Now that one might have been a little bit more mad than I'm used to, and if so, my bad for focusing too hard on it. But I'm just saying.
Can you blame the frustration there? I think Dorena's had 3 self goals there this game. Was it 3 or 4? Regardless, it definitely does inspire some frustration. But with that said, Big Boy did very well with that Dusty on the right shoulder, and then converting to those points there. And those points might have just won them this second round here. SYNTH Cyber taking it to round 3 as Divinity, you know, started out strong within the first round. And, you know, I think SYNTH Cybernetics have just really awoken within the second. So let's see what will happen in the third.
Yeah, and what I was trying to say before all that happened is it basically is ending the round the way it started, the same deal. And I know that can be tough on the mental game, but on that note, I think that is going to be the priority now for sure. Going the way of Divinity as ooh, great save. So look at that, got back into the game. Never mind. My point is nullified because look, they're still in it. They're still playing right into the buzzer no matter the results of this one. And that's what they have to do next round as well.
Yeah, and they actually nearly found a few points there. If the regrabs could have been a slightly bit more on point there. But, you know, regardless, Synth taking it away 12 points to 4. And we will be heading into the third round, ladies and gents.
Quick sip of the old cranberry. That's right. You know what? Can you believe I have unopened Dr. Pepper bottles that's been sitting there for weeks now?
See, that's a line that I never thought would exit Palidore's mouth. Can you believe unopened and Dr. Pepper in the same sentence? Never imagined in my life.
Sorry, it's because I'm becoming an intellectual now. Glasses, there you go.
You gotta, every time you mention anything, intellectual anything, you've got to push it up like an anime protagonist.
Enemy protagonist.
Yeah. There's got to be a little bit of a light shine on the glasses. Have you ever seen that? You never watched Pokemon? The future is now, thanks to science.
The time is now. I know that phrase. Science, yes. Wait, you guys have Bill Nye the Science Guy. Does that mean anything to you, PAMWOW?
It does. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Hey.
Bill. I got the smile. I got the smile. That's all that matters.
Well, all right. So I'm trying to science it up here. Some sports science for you guys. And what I was alluding to there towards the end of the round. I think what SYNTH Cybernetics needs to do here, actually, flip that around. Hold on. I gotta mess with my buttons now to get into the third round. Point is, sorry, what Divinity needs to do here as they launch into this round, wipe off the slate, which they already kind of did because towards the end of that, they were playing, they still played good defense, almost got a goal. And just stay in it because they know what brought them success in the first round. They know what brought them success in spurts in that second round. But in this third round, it's another scoring spurt started by Bo.
Yeah, I mean, you can't change the results of the previous round. So all you can do is clean that slate like Palidore just said. And, you know, start off with a strong tone here. But SYNTH have kind of done that for Divinity here. A nice placement on the backboard there. It almost looked like a no-look for a second there. Just, hey, I'm going to go for the pass. Nope. Slamming it off the backboard and, you know, finding those opening 2 points. But, you know, Divinity still putting up a fight here, looking to interrogate the possession. And, you know, interrogating worked out for them in the end, you know, causing that panic clear and, you know, finding that possession slap potentially. No, denied.
And unfortunately for them, this could result, in an open goal, but never you mind the overshoot. We've seen a few times. Obviously, when the teams are trying to play that speed, it's always a game of half seconds, quarter seconds, a game of inches, centimeters, if you will, either or. You need to play those margins. And sometimes when you're playing that, it means you're going to overshoot by a little bit. But yeah, it's the balance between speed and accuracy, not only in your throws, but also just in your stacks and how you read the disc.
Yeah, Torino just cleared it and then found the steal and cleared it again to the teammates there. Bob Jeffrey trying to find that air dodge, getting stunned, getting stolen potentially. And I believe that's Big Boy Bob, you know, just chasing down that disc, hunting it down, chasing anyone that tries to grab it. However, they're still able to find that possession here. Orion clearing it over to the nest, pushing away off it. Bob Jeffrey trying to find the fake cut in there. The fake pass. So that was definitely a fake pass. Let me take a look at that one more time. He looked at the teammate that was crossing by the right and slammed it in.
But to defend these players, PAMWOW, you can't be calling them fake like that, but it was a really nice take. I'll give them that much.
You could definitely okay. It was definitely like, hey, I'm gonna pass it to the right post. He was winding it up. The head was definitely turned there, and then just wound it back for that 180 slam in the left side of the post. Great play there from Divinity, and here comes SYNTH. Not very happy with that play of the right shoulder. The shield there, great shield there from Boy and VR, cutting it over to old Jack, barely missing.
So rebound at the sidewall with a couple of players from either team in the area. You saw Boy and VR with the right idea, opted to get away from that pile up and try and cover the lanes. Eventually they're going to get the disc back, but only for a split second as Bob Jeffrey also covered that lane. Whoa, that was a mighty big duck coming in. And somehow Bob comes out through the mix with a disc. I don't even think he believed it. Well, looked at his hands for a moment as if, oh, what's this? I still have it. But they lost it nonetheless. So must have been love. It is over now. And now showering that goal. Oh, what a save. That was great. Popping off like carbonated prune juice. Thanks a lot, Cyanide. That's back into the midfield.
Yeah, 100% Terina putting in the work in the goals. They're finding quite a few monster saves here with throughout this game. And here come the regrabs yet again here from Synth to, nail down on the defensive side of things. Big boy, old Jack actually with that possession, trying to send it over to Big Boy, getting stolen away from General Laziness. I don't think I can ever say Big Boy Bob and not smile now.
Changing my name to Big Boy Pally. General Laziness there with a kind of pass awkwardly, eventually reaching the hands of their teammate. Bob Jeffrey has that one-on-one. Oh, how many times now, Pam? Off the skull again.
They were, you know what? It's just taste of your own medicine. You got to do it to our keeper 3 times in a row. Well, you get to deal with it as well. Let's see if we'll get any animations from Botta throughout the later half of this game. Maybe we'll see a few more. 4 points to 2.
Yeah, look, only a couple goals. Well, 3 goals in total between these teams, and yet the pacing-wise, it feels like there should be so much more. It is definitely frantic. It's wild. These teams in the depths of the 3rd round, they still got a lot of gas in the tank. Now, that pass would have been on, but a little bit soft, and wise move from the goalie, recognizing it and, well, diving on it. And now maybe finding themselves with some off-balance defense to take advantage. Full advantage. Big Boy Bob with the very big shot.
Yeah, great awareness there from old Jack Burton to find that pass over to Big Boy Bob. I believe he had to weave that disc underneath the nest, and he was actually kind of in the middle of that nest block there. So to find that pass and find that cut in, great awareness there from the team of Synth Cybernetics, finding those points, tying it up.
And just casually working their way up the floor, not bothered to get rid of the disc until, well, they needed to get rid of it. That said, definitely some aggressive defense there. You saw 3 players for blue again and again there, just linking up together and able to cause a lot of problems. And there it is. That was actually some excellent rollout defense. Unfortunately, they give it right back.
Yep, and now Bob Jeffrey with the disc here, seeing the teammate on bow tie, just making sure if he needs to reset it or not, but just found that pass off the left side of the post. Orion waiting for it, wrapping around and finding those 2 points. Great passing there from Divinity.
I love that. Anytime you're in the bubble in those situations and you can put the extra touch on the passes and throw it just as fast as it needs to be without exceeding the limits, just to basically set your teammates up for those easier shots. Well done, great touch, and just showing some finesse, control under the duress, basically.
Yeah, it's a bit of like that equivalent of if you were to take a basketball game, taking that 3-pointer and just, that teammate there just ready to kind of tap it in and ease it into the goals there if it bounced off that ring or wherever it bounced off. They're just there for you, and they find that, and they make it so much more easier for you to find those points.
Now, not making it easy, though, in the defense. Another take back. Those trio of players, they have been causing so much disruption in the midline. But just the same, because they're all bunched up there and getting stunned out, that's going to enable a goal. That would have been huge to pull ahead by even more in the latter third of this, 3rd round. So it is getting into the teeth of the defense, and again! Oh, no!
Well, we said it before. They're going to keep doing it until they get that animation from VOD. And I think maybe one more will do it. We saw it 3 times in a row for Terina. So they are trying to give them a taste of their own medicine here. Divinity now 8 points to 4. And it's just been happening too often this game.
Yeah, seems like it. Those are the things that can really mess with a team, again, in terms of that mental game. It just throws you off balance, all kinds of off balance. The key here is, I know they... not in a timeout situation, they're in a live game and they've got to address this fast, but they got to recognize they are still very close, very much in this, and indeed very close on the scoreline.
There definitely is an angle on that shoulder that you can aim for to get that disc in, so very scary shot indeed. Very scary bounce right close to the goals there. I've always imagined, imagine there was that one player that just had those anime smart glasses like Palidore, and they just measured every trajectory on the map, and they're just able to, I'm not sure what happened there. They found their way inside the goals there, in front of the goals, but they found the points in the end of the day. So 2-point difference now.
That was tough. The first shot, tough angle on it, had the reverse momentum fading backwards and was kind of at a tight angle. Credit to them for sticking in the into the play, but man, there was such a crowd of players defending that goal, and that was not an easy angle. with 2 minutes left, Pam, that is supremely clutch of them to make. And if they cause a turnover here, I mean, we could be looking at a take back on the lead potentially, or a tie.
Yeah, both of these teams in this third round looking to take it away to seal off their game. The rounds are 1-1, of course. So Divinity and Cyber all hungry for this disc possession here, as they do find an open goal opportunity, able to seal it in for 3 points, and that is a very big three-pointer indeed.
That might be the killer three at the moment here. Still some time, but those ones this late. I mean, between the headbutt goals or the Chicago's, and then between open threes, those are what we call, as of right now, the back-breaking plays. Actually, I'll shout out my teammate Simeon from back in the day, because that was his favorite phrase for those type of plays that just kind of killed you immensely. I mean, you can see it there on the rollout, right? Miscommunicating on who's grabbing the disc, perhaps. It's just, those are the back-breaking plays in the context of an Echo game.
It's just in a situation like this, Palidore, 1 minute remaining on the timer, you need to be quick with the rollout. You need to immediately find those 3 points to get yourselves back into it. You know, this kind of defensive, you know, kind of passive pass play in the blue side isn't really going to help you out in the end of the day. 50 seconds remaining on the timer. If they're able to quickly, I'm not sure what the mathematical time is, but they'll have to be very quick with these 3-pointers. The ding off the side of the post, the save. Synth, you know, trying to follow up on that possession, but Divinity just holding on to it.
And the precious time, the precious seconds leaking off the clock, tick by tick. And with that, it will indeed be Divinity about to take a win here in 3 exciting rounds. I mean, valiant effort from both sides of the floor, but Divinity just able to secure that and looking just calm, confident almost here, as you see the turnovers they caused the last few minutes, as you see the passing, you know, from them. I mean, one more goal happening here, just the time not quite on the side. But still, testament to the close game. Only 3 points separating these teams.
Yeah, and it definitely does begs the question. It definitely begs the question here, Palidore. Like, that opening just miscommunication, you know, possibly in a different alternate reality, they just immediately sent that one off into the orange side, and they were able to find those 2 points that they found now early. And then we're talking a very, very close game. But, you know, it is what it is. That's what happened. And, you know, they were still able to find those points at the end of the day. So at least that is a positive to take away from this one. Divinity taking away 2 rounds. Close rounds indeed. 11 points to 8 within the final one. So 3-point difference. Very close indeed. Divinity and Synth, very great game. I'm hoping that Bot and Torina can recover from the mental combustion, whatever that fancy word is. I forgot. I'll remember it and I'll say it out loud out of nowhere.
Gonna say something.
Discombobulate.
I was gonna say something fireable again, so I'm glad you saved the day there. I've been finding myself in those modes as of late. Anyway, that was very intellectual of you, Pam. I would almost think you were wearing glasses.
Oh, you got it. Did you push him up? It's delayed. I'm gonna wait to see if you pushed him up. You didn't push him up. You didn't. Okay. You know, there it is. Okay. All right. I'm happy now.
Good. And that your happiness is what I live for. No cap.
No
But
cap.
to cap this off, to recap, no cap, recap. Another podcast idea there, Pam, for the two of us. That said, yeah, good effort from both sides, and you know, tough showing, and indeed, especially when you get to those third rounds. I often ask the question. It's like, in terms of just the context of the game that just happened as a player, it's like does it feel better to lose in a close series that goes all the way to 3 rounds, the last minute? Or does it feel better just to lose in a more blowout type of fashion?
Well, I feel like
it's always a question, right?
It is a question.
Just to finish the thought real quick, it's because you kind of feel, you go to those close game situations, there's always a couple plays that just look back and kill you. The headbutts, for one, right? The headbutts, but just the missed joust, things like that. It's when you get in that mode where it's like, oh, if one thing had gone differently, that entire match could have been ours, and that's kind of a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree there. I think that what it comes down to with that question is how different players like to play the game. You know, there is that one player that just wants to play the game in general. They want to take it to 3 rounds because they enjoy the game. They enjoy making those plays. They just want to keep playing the game regardless. Sometimes you'll win the game within those 2 rounds. You might win it in a mercy and you'll be like, oh, that's it. I kind of wanted to play a bit more. Or, you know, reverse. It goes the reverse way. You lose in 2 rounds. I wanted to play a bit more. So you know, I mean, then again, there are some players who are happy taking that double A. You know, two round win. You know, that's fine in my books. Sign. Give me the gold prize. Give me the gold medal. I'll take it. I'm happy. But yeah, it
Reminds
definitely
me.
comes down to the game style.
Reminds me. I can't. Shout out Goldrich. Actually changed his name. Can't
No
believe
way.
it. Goldridge now. It's Goldridge. I can't.
Chat.
I didn't see Goldridge in there tonight, but you popped in the other night, changed the name on the Twitch, threw me for a loop. Anyway, shout out. But yeah, that's all I wanted. Sorry, you can continue. But just popped to mind, you know, the whole gold connection.
Yeah, well, that's news to me because I'm always checking on the Discord, looking out for that name, always wondering if it's going to change. Still Silverridge on the Discord, so and, you know, by all means, if it's changed it to Goldridge, then I'm dead excited there. We gotta get something sorted on the Discord though.
Maybe you changed it back. I don't know. Because every time I was trying to converse with Gold in between goals and stuff, I kept hesitating because I was trying to catch myself from saying silver. Yeah, so it was like, Pally, I can change it back if it'll make it easier. Well, maybe.
No, never.
Either way.
No, honestly, it is his name, so he can change it to whatever he wants. But he will always be there will always be a little Goldridge, you know, swimming around in our minds.
Interesting phrasing there, but I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. But anyway, he can be big boy Goldrich for all that matter. We can all be big boys on this day. For anyone tuning in late, that's no context. I understand. I'm sorry. Anyway, good game, good match. I do want to point out there is one more coming up in, let's see, about 50 minutes or so, 47 minutes. So the top of this hour we'll have Invictus versus Free VR. And that will be, again, top of the hour coming here in the Oceanic region. And it'll be us truly. Me and, well, I know he's not on cams, but me and him. Maybe you're the ghost in my room I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. PAMWOW, I told you I'd solve this mystery by the end of it, and you, sir, are the one who's been hiding my glasses all along. You devil.
And I would have gotten away with it, too, if it weren't for your stinking glasses.
I hate that, PAMWOW. That was a really poor attempt at Yosemite Sam. Maybe I should be more region appropriate. I should have just done the Tasmanian Devil. Regardless. It's been fun, and you know what? We're going to have more fun soon. Any last words, Pam?
No, that's it from me. See you guys in the next one, Invictus and Free VR. Stay tuned. See you later, mates.
All right. Happy, healthy, safe, and all that good stuff. See you soon.
And we're underway.
Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR. And also Panda.